Hello, my name is Gary Free, and I teach NCCER's Construction Site Safety Technology program, or CSST program, at Baton Rouge Community College. This program is divided up into two courses that you will need both in order to complete this program. So one is called CSST Field Safety, it's 4 weeks long, and the other is called CSST Safety Tech, and it's also 4 weeks long. You can take either course first. It does not matter which one you take first. And you can work through these courses as quickly as you want to, and you can work on your CSST at any time of day or night. So it's a very flexible course to take. Now, I offer Zoom classes each Saturday starting at 8 o'clock in the morning, and they are recorded in case you can't make them. So again, for maximum flexibility. So you essentially use the material within your online Canvas course to prepare yourself to take your NCCER tests in their online system. So what do you earn in this course? Well, the credentials that you earn in this CSST program, they're all NCCER credentials. And the first one is the most important one. It's Construction Site Safety Technician, or CSST. And that's an NCCER craft, which is NCCER's highest category of credential. And then there's the Construction Site Safety Supervisor, or CSSS. And that's also an NCCER craft, and that's pretty important also. The next one is just for completing one half of the course, Field Safety. So that gives you an NCCER level. And then also for completing the other part of the course is Safety Technology, and so that's an NCCER level. However, I also have a couple of optional credentials that you can earn if you want to, and why not, included in the course. So one of them is called Construction Site Safety Orientation, or CSSO. You earn that by taking one big 30-question test based on basic safety topics that we're already covering within the CSST program. And the other one is a new course that NCCER has that we offer that you can earn the credential for. Built into this program is called Fall Protection Orientation, or FPO, by taking, again, one more 30-question test. And again, the things that we learn and how deeply we cover fall protection, you'll have no trouble passing this test either. So let's take a look at what your Canvas course online will look like. This link will help you get in there, but I'm going to show you another way to get logged into your Canvas course. You use your same username and password as you used to register for the course in Lola. This is BRCC's homepage, and it's always changing, but up at the top of the page, you'll see Apply and Canvas and Lola. Lola is where you're registered. What you need to be going to for Canvas is to click on the Canvas button. When you click on there, you will see that you've got to enter in your username and password, and it even says Lola username and password. And when I've got mine memorized, but anyways, when I get in there, I've got a whole bunch of courses in here. But within our course, it'll look like either this fella here or the one over here, Safety Tech or Field Safety, but either one. I'm going to click on the Field Safety. And on this home page, you will find the first blue writing on the page gives you the link to get into our Saturday morning classes. So you can join us each Saturday morning by clicking on that link. I'll be sending an email out with that link too, but that's one way to get it. I have my contact information in here, so if you need to get a hold of me, the mobile number is the best phone number to call. The best way to get a hold of me generally is by email. I can watch email most of the time, but I do answer the other stuff too. And then there's some information about the textbooks all through here. Well, everything about the textbooks is optional because I've built my own material in this course, so we don't need you to spend $250 or $300 on textbooks here. So the actual official textbooks for this course are right here, and the ISBN number, the 13-digit number for each of these books is the best way for you to find it if you decide you want to have that book. And then further down under course description right here, I've got those credentials again listed that I was just showing you. So here they are, ready for you anytime you need to see them. Note that NCCER tests, 9 NCCER tests in one half and 10 in the other half that you have to pass with a grade of 70% or better. But here's the thing, you can always retake those tests if you don't pass them, as soon as 2 days later. So don't stress about these tests too much. You know, the tests do get successively harder as each time you take them because they seem to go deeper into a test bank to give you new questions. So in that sense, you're still better off to study for these tests well. Okay, so going back up to the top, the navigation on this, between the blue bar that's on the left, blue column, and then there's kind of a white column that has blue words. The home button takes you where we are already, and so does syllabus. But modules is the go-to place where you're normally going to go to. So every time you log in, you'll click on modules, and you'll find course resources. So these course resources include creating your NCCER wallet card number, how to order your wallet card, how you can earn the OSHA 30 card. Not in this course, but there's a link in here. So let me go to that just since I'm mentioning it here. There's a link on this page that you can go to find the only authorized online providers of OSHA 30 courses. And you'll want the OSHA 30. Almost everybody needs the OSHA 30 along with this course in order to become a safety technician. So if I go and just click on that OSHA.gov training page, it pops up here as another page. And what I would just point out is you don't need to go get the OSHA 10 before you get the OSHA 30. The OSHA 10 is meant for laborers. You're going into management when you go into being a safety technician. A safety officer is a manager of safety. So you need the OSHA 30. And the best one to get for most people is the construction version. Something like 90% of the OSHA outreach training is the OSHA construction cards in 10 and 30. The general industry versions are out there, but they're far less common. I recommend one of the first few. The first three are good. The first one is the one I've heard so many good things about, very well organized, and they tend to be cheaper than everybody else too. The one that's been told to me by students as being kind of clunky is that last one from the University of South Florida. So maybe they'll get improved over time, but right now I wouldn't suggest them. So let me go back to our course and back up to the home page where we were at. Or not home page, but back to the basic modules page here. Just did the back button on this thing. So yeah, there's things in here I could spend some time with, and I will in class. But the first thing is that I need from you is to go into day one, and you skip down here and eventually get to create your wallet card number. When you click on this page, it'll bring up there's some information on creating your account and your wallet card. So the first thing is about creating your wallet card number. So you can click on this link to either create it or to look up your card number if you think you might have one already. And then down below, I've got some information in here about how to create your account in there. You'll eventually need to log into your account. But to take your test, all you need is to create your NCCER number. And once you've got a number, you can email it to me. I need that so I can set up your tests. And then, backing up again, there's a couple of introductory assignments. Yeah, there's a release form you can submit and enter your NCCER number on there. There's a discussion thing where you can tell me a little bit about yourself to help me get to know you, to better help you. And there's an online informational questionnaire you can fill out. But those are short little things. The main thing is get started in the material that starts with week 1. So our first week will be week 1. And you can get started. See what I just did? When I touched it, it collapsed. So I just got to click on it again and it opens up again. So it starts off, every week starts off with an overview that kind of explains the topics that you need, what your mission is for the week. And then the next thing every week after that, after an overview, is the Saturday recording. So in there, you'll find links to where you can view the recordings. And I even have some old recordings in there now that you can view if you want to work ahead right now. And then I haven't got them for every topic, but I've been creating YouTube videos lately for many of these topics in here. And so that's the blue writing that you see here. It says Topic 1A, Introduction to OSHA. And so there's that, and then there's a presentation right below that. And then there's a study guide for dealing with, where it summarizes everything from those two things. From the video and the presentation is summarized in the study guide for Topic 1A. Then I've got an optional assignment to help you get familiar with how to look up OSHA standard numbers. And then I also have a quiz for that topic. And from your point of view, maybe the most important things in here are the study guide, where it summarizes everything. That's kind of the quick cliff notes or study guide, study notes for that topic, and then the quiz questions, because the study guide and the quiz are going to help you best prepare for the NCCER tests that you'll be taking. The first NCCER test that you take for this first week, it's a bigger test than normal. It's 25 questions long. So I've got that listed way down here at the bottom of week 1, right here. And if we go into that page, all it's going to do is describe, I'll click on it and you see, it's just describing what you need to make sure you've studied first, and the fact that this is a 25 question test that you'll be taking. But before you take it, you really need to go to the instructions on how to take your official NCCER tests. So let me click the back button, see if it'll take me where I got to go. It's thinking about it. Here we go. So if I click on this page, the second thing from the bottom in this place right here, it says how to take your official NCCER tests. You click on that, and it gives you a whole bunch of instructions. Maybe overwhelming. So, well, this first part is me kind of explaining stuff so you can kind of get yourself ready, so you understand that you need to kind of test in a quiet place without other people around you, because you want to make sure there's no appearance of cheating, because you'll be on video when you're taking your NCCER tests. You'll be using their special system called Invigilus, or Invigilus, I think they like to pronounce it. I still think it looks more like Invigilus. But anyways, it's a cookie that's going to kind of take over your computer and record the video of you and record your screen also, so that just proof that you haven't been cheating is the idea. And you should also, the whole time you're on video, be looking at your screen as much as you possibly can. If you're looking down, it might look like you're looking at a cheat sheet, or if you're looking over or talking with somebody, they're not going to like that. You don't want to bring your cell phone out either. You'll have to have your NCCER number handy, and you log on to NCCER's homepage. This is the homepage right here. And then at the very top, you'll see Take Module Test. So this is where NCCER's actual instructions start, right here. And so your first step is you click on NCCER's link, and then you click on Take Module Test. It's right at the very top middle of the web page. And then you'll have to log in by entering your card number and your last name. And then you'll click Start or Resume if you've gotten kicked out. And then you'll click Take the Exam. After you've selected the exam, you got to give them your photo ID, which means you got to have your photo ID ready. And then after that, you click Start Camera, and then you click Start Share Screen. And then you got to be careful about that part. When you're sharing the screen, they're going to ask you to select the right thing. You got to select the Window tab, and then choose the Invigilus window, not the NCCER web page. And some people accidentally do that. And that's what the pictures are that are down here showing you. You shouldn't be seeing a web page here for the NCCER on the left-hand side. Instead, you should be seeing a screen that looks like it's representing your screen, but you don't choose the entire screen. So back here, this page is showing you, no, you don't click the entire screen or that Chrome tab. You should be clicking the window that shows Invigilus for that. Okay, so that's a bunch of nagging about that, but I just want you to make sure that you don't mess that up. Now that I'm back here on this page, I just want to point out that we also, there at the end of each week, you've got a CSST study guide, a study guide for the entire week. So this one says CSST study guide for week 1. In here, you'll have a summary of all these little study guides that are in this week. So in week 1, there's 6 topics, 1A through 1F. And for each of those topics, there's a study guide. There's a study guide for 1A, There's a study guide for 1B, 1C, all the way down to 1F. And you need to go through all of those study guides and quizzes. And by the way, the quizzes are something you can take more than once. I've got them set up so they'll save your highest score, so that won't annoy you. But at the same time, you can use them like flashcards. Just make sure that you really do understand the answers and questions well, because they will help you when you're on your actual NCCER tests. After you get finished with week 1, or if you want to combine them together, it's not a bad idea to take week 2 involved. But some people try to go through all the material in this course before they start taking NCCER tests, and I don't think that's a good idea. I think you should, study them week by week. Maybe you could do a couple of weeks together, but you shouldn't go too far along before you start taking these tests, because you won't know if you're studying the way you should in order to study effectively for preparing for these NCCER tests. One test in week 1, there's 25 questions. In week 2, at the end, you'll see, we'll get there, there's 2 tests. There's these 2 tests. And the first one, test 2, is 15 questions long and deals with working from elevations. That's fall protections, ladders, stairways, and scaffolding. And then the electrical safety test is all about electrical safety and lockout tagout. So that's the part you need to pay attention to, that you're going to be dealing with electrical safety and also lockout tagout. So you want to make sure you've kind of prepared yourself for that too. So there are 4 weeks within this first course right here. And when you get done with that, there's the bonus credentials, and at that point you are definitely ready to take them. But I would still highly recommend you take these additional quizzes to help prepare yourself before you take them. But and then once you've passed them, it's a good time for you to order your NCCER wallet card if you don't already have one, because they generally won't allow you to order one until you've got a craft completed. Well, you'll definitely have them with these 2 credentials. So that said, I have also got all the information for week 5 through 8 in here, and that's part of the next course that you register for. So I put it in here because if there's something that's delaying you being able to register for the other course for some reason, you can keep working. I don't want to slow you down. I want you to finish everything. I can't submit your final records to NCCER until you have registered for and paid for both courses, but I certainly can keep you working toward that goal. And if you got the time now, and maybe you won't have it when a turnaround comes around or something else is coming up that's going to affect you in your time that you've got to spend on this course, I don't want to be the one that kept you from being able to finish quickly. And that's the thing. I've had people finish both parts of this course in a matter of a few weeks because they had enough time to spend and devote to it, or they knew this stuff so well that they were having less trouble. Either way. So yeah, there are 8 weeks entirely in here, but that's combining the first 4 weeks of the first course and the second 4 weeks in here, and those 2 bonus tests that are in here in between them. So with that said, remember, you've got some interesting course information in here. I mentioned the OSHA 30 card. There's some other advanced courses and things, advanced OSHA courses that you can take beyond that. Some people have heard of the OSHA 500. Well, you can't take the OSHA 500 until you've got 5 years of experience that you can prove. But there's a whole bunch of advanced OSHA courses, starting with the OSHA 510 that you certainly can take anytime. So I've got some information about that in there. In the first week of this course, the first thing is I've got 2 OSHA standards that you need to know that kind of stand out from the rest. The General Duty Clause, Section 5A1, and the Whistleblowers Protection of Section 11C. So they're not like the others. Most of the OSHA standards that we will deal with in this course start off with 1926 point something or 1910 point something. So 1926, that's the construction standards. If you're specifically doing construction and there is a standard that applies, that's the one you should follow. But if you're not doing construction work, doing something more like maintenance or such, then that would fall under general industry standards. That's 1910. And so you should know those two numbers. And as you go through this course, you will get to know them. Otherwise, you're not going to have to memorize any other OSHA standards. NCCER will not ask you OSHA standard numbers, other than maybe the general duty clause in the whistleblower's protection and the fact that 1926 is the construction standards as a whole book, like a phone book. It's so thick. And the general industry standards, not to be confused with the general duty clause, the general industry standards, 1910, it's even thicker as a book. So the idea is that the general industry standards cover everybody that OSHA covers, and then we call it a horizontal standard. And then if you deal with construction work, then we have a vertical standard that specifically deals with construction workers. And they also have standards for agricultural workers and maritime workers, and so there's some other vertical standards, but by far the biggest and most common one that people deal with would be the construction standards. So with that, I think I better stop jabbering away, and I'm going to toggle back over to our presentation. And here we are. And so I just want to point out, I teach this CSST program all year round, alternating between CSST Field Safety and CSST Safety Tech. So just contact me when you are ready, and I will help you get registered. Even if the course is full, I can get you into it. You've got my contact information down here at the bottom of the page. Please feel free to contact me for any more information about this course.